Hello, everyone. We are live. How are you all doing this wonderful Wednesday? Sorry it took me so long to get back to this. I was going to do it Monday, and then I was like really not feeling good, and so I just sort of scrapped that plan entirely. But we're back. We're back and rocking. Gonna get more Stockholm. So if you're new to this and haven't seen my previous stream, this is a really disgusting, like lemon, like sexual My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic fanfic. It's something like 800 pages long and allegedly written by notorious online trans person Lily Orchard. Allegedly. Although, the evidence I've seen seems pretty conclusive. I'm covering my ass here. Let's see, what have we got? We got ponies! Put the ponies in there. We got Stockholm. I'm sure this is what Stockholm looks like. It's appropriately Swedish. No, we don't got crosswords. We'll probably do the crosswords later. I don't know, I might jump into this. I guess I could do a little bit of crossword start out. Play another song. Oh yeah, here we go. Just can't let anyone filter in. Don't Bring Me Down band's ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. Film, that'll be Elf. Yeah, so the thing that sucks about doing this, because I am actually enjoying doing like let's read of this, but I can't read like any of my other like shitty stuff I have and my good stuff as well. Like, I know I started in on Malazan Book of the Fallen, been really enjoying it. Would love to get more time to read it. I also got a paperback copy of Tom Crackman's Desert Called Peace, which is like the thing that kind of inspired me to do this in the first place. I can't wait to get into that one. Oh, I have so much to say about that book. That book's amazing. That's the one, like, it's ostensibly science fiction, but basically everything is like the modern day world, like down to the sort of weapons they use and the military science fiction on this other planet. Like, it's like how he would have won the war on terror, and it's basically by being way awfuler than they can comprehend. Now, this is the one where they have the good guys, alright, have a torture boat in which they forcibly transition terrorists. They force femme terrorists so that they will go to paradise as women. It's all sorts of fun. Got lots to say about that book, but we're not doing that today. I'm stuck with Lily Orchard from here till like the end of time. This is the pain I take for your guys' entertainment, okay? We'll keep doing this until the song ends. Canary's Cousin. not quite to that point where I can just casually do my crosswords and commentate and talk just casually to chat at the same time. I'm getting there now. Oh, I'm just gonna have to keep at it, keep doing this. Migrating content. That is geese. And, if you want suggestions on crosswords, because this is like my one like a boomer-ass sort of game that I do as far as gaming is do some crosswords. But I gotta have the real hard ones. Like this is Merle Regal's Sunday crossword website. Absolutely recommend. Great stuff. Undivided amount is lump sum. Yeah, we got things like we'll have multi-word answers, but doesn't let you know that they are. So you just gotta guess and guess correctly. It's great. Like, these are generally a lot harder than the ones you'll see, like, at the convenience store or magazine racks. Is that still even a thing? Like magazine racks? Like, I know sometimes, like book sections in stores and such, I'll see like puzzle magazines and such, but like, it was crazy. Like, as a joke, I bought a swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated from the local 7-Eleven's magazine rack. And I'm like, magazine rack? I hadn't seen those. Bring that up. The clerk is like, I didn't even know we sold magazines. I haven't seen those in forever. And I'm like, I know, right? And like, the day after, the magazine rack was gone, and they didn't sell them anymore. I'm like, what's going on? Was this a fever dream? It's crazy. Crazy shit. Like B and a B, but that B and a B is spell. Anyway, I'll do some interesting stuff, what you guys are actually here to see. Oh, I noticed the ponies are blocking the crossword. Not that anybody really cares, but we'll remove them. Just a second. And there goes the song. That's telling me to stop. Okay. I was having too much fun. Means we got to get on to the cursed shit. Let's see, what do we have? Oh. Yes! 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 This just sums up the total experience of Stockholm, like sad or shy. We don't need brawny paper towel man, I don't think. Essential. We could keep that. Oh, I know what I want. I want a car radio. That'll become important later. Oh, it's not gonna let me use that one. Right. Panasonic, that's classic. Feel like people used to steal these out of cars. Properties. Come on, where's my art? Great stream start. So professional. How you all doing? All waiting for this. There. We get out the frog. Frog usually only goes up when we have drama. She can grow giant. Or I can become giant. Woo! You could see the pixel definition of me. Cause I drew this in actually 1080. We don't need that big though. Go into my Stockholm folder because yeah, this cursed thing actually is getting its own folder now. There we go. Oh, the radio's huge. Bring that down. There, that's behind things. Perfect. I would prefer if it was behind the ponies. There we go. They can sit there listening to the radio. And then we can bring in this one. Oh, that's stretched. That's better. There we go. Now Sweden seems a little more busy. And then one other thing to do to prep.
Burning flames.
Yeah. Properties. Okay, and then that should be perfect. Then we have the new stuff for this chapter. All right, let's get into it. Stockholm, Chapter 3. This is now my song. This is the chapter with the psychic radio. I think I was pumping this up a bit in my Discord and such. But we get psychic radio. Yay! So, our radioactive mutant pony pals are all packing up the trunk of their car, assumedly for that trip to the exotic zebra land or whatever was mentioned last chapter. It's really not important and not going to impact the plot at all, trust me. Anyway, we got road trip. We got a road movie. Thelma and Louise.
Crestfallen, Rainbow declared, cutting her off. Crestfallen, Fluttershy sighed, I'll take the back. Essentia lowered her sunglasses to smirk at the two of them like a movie character. All right, get in, you two, she said as she got into the driver's side door.
You get to try and be cool, Essentia. Nobody is buying that shit. You are literally at the bottom of the pecking order here. You're the bottom of the pyramid. When people look at the food pyramid, you are what shit itself eats, Essentia. Don't try and be cool, okay? Everybody knows you're just wearing the sunglasses to hide the fucking bruises that your bitch Twilight Sparkle gives you during your love sessions because you're totally screwed up. We went over it last chapter, and their relationship is not harmless kink. It's not a good rep BDSM. This stuff makes 50 Shades look valid in comparison. It was insane.
Her seatbelt, Rainbow Dash hesitated but decided to come out with it. All right, Cynthia, there's something we gotta know. How in the 7 circles of Tartarus did you guys figure out that flood?
I love that they don't have hell. Gotta be in the 7 circles of Tartarus.
And I are fucking.
So, honestly, the whole thing about Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash was like super obvious. Like, they were telegraphing that to outer space, okay? Your genius plan that you revealed at the end of last chapter was literally to rely on everybody being a dense dum dum like Big Mac, and it's already failed. You do not get to pass go. You do not get to collect $200. Go directly to jail, okay? Also, I think it's really funny. Rainbow Dash will say fuck but not hell, and they don't have hell. They weirdly they have like the seven circles shit, so I guess My Little Pony universe, Equestria, has Dante Alighieri somehow. Like that makes me wonder: is there like a Pony Tuscany, and a Pony Italy? No, Pony Firenze. We never gonna find this out in the story, of course. We don't. It's just dribble. It's just nonsense. Like all that stuff seems like it'd be much more interesting as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, Essentia is the one in the driver's seat, because heaven forbid, and she is breaking like every speed limit on every road. I honestly would be personally a little worried that she would be the type to cross the yellow line and force a head on collision if I were in that car. But our ponies are apparently a lot more trusting than that. Like, no, Essentia, I would not trust to flick a light switch on and off. Like, she is not responsible. Her brain is gray jelly at this point. It's gray goo, right? Anyway, they hit a sudden speed bump on the road. Um, Essentia goes crazy about it.
Cynthia shouted, but managing to keep the car stead. Oh, fuck, that hurt. It wasn't that bad, Rainbow shrugged. You alright? Just a little sore down there, Essentia winced. That's why I'm sitting on a rectal donut.
Yeah, we find out that Essentia is literally butthurt right now. And of course it's from Twilight the Tyrant Princess sexually abusing her, as always. By the way, spoilers for later on this time, but that's not even like the worst of the injuries we're gonna be seeing from her. Like, as somebody with bowel issues myself, who knows like what hemorrhoids are like and all those kind of pains, the image isn't particularly pleasant. Like, this isn't cute, this isn't charming. No, it really just makes me want to feel sorry for Essentia. Like, give her a hug, maybe maybe a pipe bomb to go against the establishment of Equestria, like in My Little Pony, in Roblox, right? Fight the revolution. Right on, girl. Emancipate yourself from Twilight the Tyrant Princess.
Discernible thumping.
Anyway, Rainbow Dash says rectal donut about as funny as Foxy Boxes. And they all have a big laugh about that. It's not funny though. It doesn't even rhyme. Is this what passes for humor in the Orchard household? Like, really? This leads into a slightly cursed conversation about Fluttershy liking anal sex, and Essentia says, not liking, I should say, not liking, and Essentia says that really thin girls like Fluttershy are more likely to hurt themselves because small butthole or something. I don't even really want to gratify that with any deeper thought. It just makes me want to puke. It's disgusting. You all need God!
Discernible thumping sound filled the car, as if someone had mixed gravel and scrap metal in a blender and turned it onto frappe. Essentia flicked the tuning switch with a growl, and it flicked to a hard rock station. Fucking Twilight and her fucking dubstep, she growled. Stop touching the tuning knobs in my car.
See, this gets dubstep all wrong. Like, dubstep's nothing like that, right? If anything, what dubstep sounds like is like a robot shitting a brick house. Oh, what's going on here? Sorry, guys.
The radio spat out the words, "You can beat me, hurt me, rape me, kill me, but don't touch the dials in my fucking car." How about that? Essentia said with a grin, "This is now my song."
I told you. Well,
Break your glasses unless you shut the hell up.
yeah, we get some threats there. We'll get back to that. I told you, though, the radio's psychic. Like, that's not a song. That's a contrived coincidence. Like, I like a podcast that Mike Nelson, Mystery Science 3000 fame, puts on with one of his writers, a fellow named Connor Listoka, called 372 Pages We'll Never Get Back Again. And one of the things they talked about is the Mr. Woodcock phenomenon, going back to Billy Bob Thornton movie back in the day. No, the most famous Billy Bob Thornton comedy, right? But no, he's a gym teacher called Mr. Woodcock, and there's like so many jokes around that. And it's like, that's not a joke, that's just something you made up, that the writer literally came up with, like, that'll be funny. And that's what we're getting here. Like, that, I don't think that's a real song title. And not only that, but like, we have what? You can beat me, kill me, but don't touch the dials in my fucking car? It's like, I was joking about serial killer shit as far as Twilight Sparkle's concerned here, but it feels like Essentia, like, really wants to expect and even would like for the Twilight the Tyrant Princess to murder her just based on her interpretation of those song lyrics. Like, man, that's a big red flag from me, dog. Anyway, they switched to a country western station only to switch away from it because it's boring, which is like the least of problems with country music. Like, I'm not a country music fan. I've listened to my fair share. It's what I would call boring, though. Like, unless we're saying all country music is the same, and not even that's true, honestly.
Break your glasses unless you shut the hell up, Rainbow growled. Guys. And I wanted her. She's just into it. Guys, come on, that's not it. Fluttershy's hot, and I wanted her. Like, she's just into it because I have a dick.
Came on, this one
if I had a vase, she'd be turned off faster than a switch.
You could tell me that there's nobody else. You could tell
Rainbow
me that
crinkled her nose. Want to throw in some Harlequin bullshit while you're at it?
What?
Not gonna happen.
That's too early for that. Okay. You could tell me that another song came on, this one being a bit softer, though quite loud. You could tell me that there's nobody else. You could tell me that you're home by yourself. That typo is hers. You can look into my eyes and pretend all you want, but I know your love is just a lie. Essentia says, now the radio stations are just being cruel. Fiddle with the dry. Let's try the rap channel. There's no songs about women like us there. Bitch got a penis. Bitch got a penis. Bitch got... There was the sound of plastic breaking, and Essentia looked down to see the knob broken off in Rainbow's hand. That was a little excessive, don't you think? So yeah, the radio is absolutely psychic. It can read the minds of all the characters there. And there's no way that any of these are possibly real songs. Like, even if it were, the likelihood of getting all those songs in a row in real life, it's about as probable as the shit that we were dealing with the poker hands in the first chapter. It's literally the writer just putting stuff in there and be like, oh, what a coincidence! Isn't that a quinkydink? It's not. You made it up. Anyway, I gotta say, nice going, Rainbow Dash. You broke the dial, and now it is struck on transphobic rap channel. Great. Essential is rightfully pissed off that Rainbow Dash just broke part of her car, but Dash just puts her in her place like the cosmic chew toy that she is with the I'll break your glasses. Like, I mean, that'll teach you to try looking cool with those shades, Essentia. You don't get to look cool. This isn't your story. You don't get to look cool. Anyway, we established that everyone in the car now knows that Rainbow Dash is a dick girl because she just got outed by the psychic radio. That's right. Stop. I'll deal with that in a second. It doesn't keep wanting to play. Essentia gets jealous of Dash's super semen powers because she and Twilight are a married lesbian couple and they really, really want to have a child. She could go to the sperm bank, but apparently that sort of thing doesn't exist in Ponyville. Spoiler for later on. It does, in fact. And fun little fact here, because it came to my mind while reading this. Real-life ponies, other livestock, tend to be bred through in vitro fertilization anyway. Like, they actually have, like, factory operations where they take, like, bulls, right? And milk them for sperm and save it for later. Like, it's disgusting, but it's agriculture. That's how we get all those cows. So, yeah, there's your little educational tidbit for the day. Essentia is very jealous of Dash and Fluttershy because she doesn't know what real love with someone who isn't an abusive sex criminal is like, and remarks about them making starry eyes at each other.
Rainbow declared, cutting her off.
And this is broken, so we gotta...
Burnable the radio. Break your guys, come on, that's not it. Fluttershy's hot, and I wanted her. She's just into it because I have a dick. If I had a Vaj, she'd be turned off faster than a switch.
Jeez. She doesn't love me, she just loves my throbbing horse cock. Like, somebody ought to call Vosh, let him know. Like, this is just, like, right up his alley, right? No, Vosh and horses. Anyway, that last statement confuses me about the switch thing. Like, honestly, most switches that have sex with women are certainly not turned off by vajayjays, am I right? Although, if we're talking about the radio switch, it certainly didn't turn off fast because you broke it, Rainbow Dash. Fluttershy says that she isn't her friend just for the D, and Rainbow Dash continually denies it because she seems to want to actively try and sabotage their relationship together. She's causing drama for no reason. It's crazy.
Please. Rainbow crinkled her nose. Want to throw in some Harlequin bullshit while you're at it? Not gonna happen. I'm not gonna say I'm in love. Oz, I'm not.
Oh, now we're getting Disney song lyrics. It's crazy.
The radio back on, Rainbow mumbled, doing so. When you gonna own up that you've got it bad? No chance, no way. I won't say it, no. Fool, this is the radio that messes with everyone. Essentia said heartily, Muahahahaha.
Man, that AI read out the ha 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 ha. Because yes, this is an AI deepfake. I refuse to read all of this out myself. I think I would go insane having to read this out aloud. Mr. Beast can do it instead. I think it's fitting, given all the current drama. And hey, I paid for his voice, right and legal-like, and everything. I'm licensed to use it. It's cool. Anyway, it's crazy. We get it. The author watched Disney's Hercules. They're listening to the Disney Song Channel. I guess that's just Disney Channel, but how the fuck did Rainbow turn the radio off and then back on again after breaking it anyway? I thought the on-off switch was broken. You broke it off. How did he turn it back on again? I guess the radio wasn't the only one in this scene with psychic powers.
So they actually fell for your bluff? I knew it. Yeah, and they're in deep denial, Essentia laughed. They're so deep in denial that Egypt is settling around them.
Get it? Denial because, like, the river in Egypt. Get it? Get it? I feel like the puns are somehow getting worse. That's like some late-stage Piers Anthony levels of bad punnery there. And it's going to keep on. Feel sick forever feeling sorry for you now, Essentia. You're terrible. You make terrible jokes. You justify the worst shit ever. Your brain is broken. It's literally like a wad of chewing gum stuck in your head, and yet somehow you're still like the smartest character here. It drives me nuts. Like, sure, Essentia inferred that the two of them were in a secret relationship based on the extremely obvious context clues from last chapter, but it's hardly like Sherlock Holmes shit. That's just normal, like, can you guess? Blue, where's the clue? I see the clue. This is like Blue's Clues rather than Sherlock Holmes. Anyway, they pull up to Fluttershy's cottage to drop the two lovebirds off. Apparently, they're not going all the way to the fun Adventureland, so we're not getting any plot there. I told you. So, here's the weird thing. Like, me reading the story, I tried to follow along. I was pretty sure that they had just come from Fluttershy's cottage, and yet they're going to Fluttershy's cottage. It's like time is bendable and space is warped. What is going on? The bad writing is so bad that it's transcending time and space. That's what I'm having to put up with here. They say they're parting goodbyes. Dash flips Essentia the bird because she is just a mean bitch like that. In the cottage, Fluttershy says that they can be friends with benefits without falling in love, and that there is nothing wrong with two friends just making love. I get used to that. That's going to be like the next couple of chapters, honestly.
Rang and Rainbow picked it up. Hello? She just called it making love. Clue in. How do you know these things?
It's literally like Essentia's psychic radio just phoned their house. The psychic radio just called them up. I'm not even certain that they aren't being like chased around by some sort of malevolent and mischievous poltergeist, though. If it's like the story wants to take a paranormal twist, but it's not going to, because we're not going to get anything that cool in this. If you expected like Stockholm to be written like an actual story with like plot devices that have payoff, you're not going to get that. It's brain-dead romance, bad sitcom humor, stuff that just kind of happens. That's what we got to deal with.
It down. There's no law saying we can't. Those two are just out of their mind. As if we didn't already know. Rainbow shifted against the couch cushions. Why does this mushroom pillow have eyes? Oh, it's adorable, isn't it? They also come in clouds and hills. Clouds have eyes and the hills have eyes. Fluttershy giggled. She paused a moment. That last part sounded so sinister out of context.
I have something for this. I have an image for this. Don't do that. Wrong button. Just give me a nick of time. We will replace Brawny Paper Towel Man with it. Here we go. Mushroom. Mushroom, mushroom. And if you know what that mushroom is from, congratulations. You're discovering where I wasted hundreds and hundreds of hours of my childhood. And I'm never going back to it. Not ever. Not never. Like, I'm an old fogey. Us old bitches didn't have Minecraft back in the day when we were like 7 years old, okay? So I had to go for the next best thing. I had to go for Maple Story. And that was actually a lot of fun. It was crazy. There was like insane hacking at the time. It made Nexon get like really insane about security. The leveling system was busted because they like increased the scale of the leveling so it would take more time for the American release, which was not fun. Ugh. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, they were talking about hill pillows. The hills have eyes. I've never seen a hill pillow. You know what I have seen? If we're talking about like a brown thing that looks kind of like a hill, we have poo emoji. Poo emoji pillow. Can I find a poo emoji pillow? Yes, absolutely. How about one that won't blow up my computer? As far as images. And we can add... There we go. Oh, he flipped around. That's nifty. We'll put you in the corner. You can stare at us banefully from behind the red flag, because that's what we're in for. This whole thing is shit, okay? It's a shit fanfiction. It's a shit stream. You guys are just here for shit. Welcome to the program. So, Fluttershy. Those aren't hills, Fluttershy. Those are poo emojis, Fluttershy. Apparently, Fluttershy had been drinking throughout high school. It's not just her, it's a hereditary thing. Clearly, her mom is also an alcoholic for her to be this much of an idiot. Honestly. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy have more sex with the blushing pinkette, as it's called. The mushroom pillow just stares at them uncomfortably the entire time. I skipped it, but they even called them having like a sweet fungus baby. So there you go. Next day, Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash decide to go to Sweet Apple Acres to visit Apple Blue, who's explicitly described here as being a preteen. This will become important later because we're going to keep bouncing the age. Like, it's going to go up as the story gets more and more about sexualizing these preteens here, okay? It's fucked. Some of the My Little Pony fans will wonder if Applejack is present. Applejack's the girl with the cowgirl hat here in the middle of the Equestria Girls image you got there. Applejack is. She's not a major character at all in this. She's basically set dressing, has almost no dialogue. Get over it. Lily Orchard doesn't find Applejack sexy, apparently, so we don't get like any steamy Applejack stuff. Just Apple Bloom, the literal child. Ugh!
In her pocket, her phone went off. She placed her mug down.
Anyway, they visit. Fluttershy visits Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom has a problem that she wants to share. She explains that it's Sweetie Belle. She likes, you know, girls. She also likes me. They establish that Apple Bloom cares about Sweetie Belle and her emotions, convince her that this means that she is also a lesbian, because of course that's how that works. If I didn't know better, I'd say this sounds an awful lot like grooming. And maybe the conservative fearmongers were onto something. It's not, like, egregious enough to get a red flag in my opinion here. But that's fine. We got plenty more coming up. Because, of course we do. This is Stockholm. Of course it's going to remain cursed. It's always cursed. And it's one thing I've noticed as far as love in this fanfic, how it's treated. They have a really hard time differentiating between platonic and romantic love, right? It's a central element of the plot. In fact, it's like what she's not getting with the friends with benefits thing. It doesn't mean that they're not allowed to like each other or care for each other, right? They just don't have it that way. And I feel like there isn't enough emotional maturity in this fanfic for me to really even argue with it properly. It's nuts.
In her pocket, her phone went off. She placed her mug down, then took out her phone and checked to see a text message. Fluttershy giggled, smiling upon seeing it was from Rainbow Dash. Opening the text, she blushed and laughed a bit. It wasn't just a text, it was a sext. "You naughty girl, be careful about
jeez.
sexing me, Dashy," Fluttershy wrote back, sending the text.
Yes. Now Rainbow Dash is sexting her. Like, she literally hasn't been gone more than a couple hours. Like, they just got done having sex, basically, in the story. But they're doing it, like, right in front of her boyfriend, right in front of Big Mac. No, because these poor Onis are just that horny. It's been not even half a day. It's okay, we get to what's really important here. We cut back to Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom.
Fine, they're just taking a nap right now. Poor girls, they must be so tuckered out. From what? What could they possibly have been doing up there?
What could they
Big
be
Mac
doing?
chuckled. Making out like hungry wolves? The little shipper and Fluttershy said, "I don't know. Kids have a lot to do, and Apple Bloom's a farmer." She sat down on the couch, wrapping her sweater around her shoulders.
I want to point out here that I really don't want to think about what those kids get up to in their private lives. Like, even if they are sexually active, it's really not my damn business. I don't want to know about it. It's really how I feel in general. Like this is all sorts of creepy, right? I'm not crazy. Big Mac continues being really uncomfortable, starts blabbing about Essentia and the Tyrant Princess, because apparently their kinky relationship is an open secret about Ponyville. I didn't even know it was a secret. And considering Twilight Sparkle has been reported to the cops more than a dozen times, actually went to court, I guess she flexed her princess tyrant powers to keep it out of the newspapers. That's the only thing that it could be. Like, why are they hearing it for, like, gossip? Like, oh, did you know, by the way? Like, no shit. I would think everybody would know at this point.
What if someone gets seriously hurt? Big Mac asked, "Consensual or not, it's still dangerous. Some people have been saying they've seen the poor girl limping around town."
I hate to say it, but dumbass Big Mac has a huge point here. You know, even if they both consent, Essentia is still getting hurt. Like, possibly injuries that might have permanent sustained damage, okay? This is disgusting. It shouldn't be allowed. Anyway, they just rehashed the discussion that we heard about Essentia and Stockholm Syndrome from the last chapter. It's still just as creepy here. We're not learning anything new. You could thank me that I just skimmed past like 6 paragraphs of the story, like an entire 2-page spread. Big Mac is consistently sickened and upset about the thing, but I have a sneaking suspicion the author didn't intend for us to agree with him that way, because she wants to convince us that it's okay. Allegedly. Big Mac bridal carries Fluttershy up the stairs, goes to his bedroom, chapter ends. That one's relatively pain-free. I love the psychic radio. Like, that shit is just bonkers. Insane. I read that the first time, and I'm like, what is going on here? This is not something that ever happens. And it's not a paranormal story. It's fantasy, but it's not that kind of fantasy. It's only because there's, like, pony girls. I don't even know if there's, like, any actual magic. Like, there was actually magic, like, in the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic show, the TV show. Like, the unicorns, like Twilight Sparkle, had magic. I know that much. So, we go on. We're doing 3 chapters today. Gotta keep rolling. Chapter 4. Only got one good arm. Only got one good arm. Ara ara. Ara ara. I only got one good arm. I'll stop. Something's telling me to stop. I'll stop. Anyway. Break title. Title sure isn't foreboding. Hey, is it going to be about Essentia? We'll have to find out.
Everything was just fine. At least until tonight.
Everything was fine, and then the Fire Nation attacked. So what's actually going on? Fluttershy's laying awake in bed. It's like only 6:30. She really needs like a hobby or like watch some Netflix or something. Like we find out later they have like internet and video games. Like she needs to do something. Like 6:30, the sun is still up. Like what are you doing? Anyway, she's trying to sleep. She's super lonely and extremely horny because it's been an entire chapter since she's had sex. Like, it's not like we didn't end off the last chapter with Fluttershy getting banged by some big throbbing horse cock. No. Anyway, Fluttershy decides the only thing to do is to trot over to Rainbow Dash's place in the deep, thick snow and demand sex now. She gets to the door. Dash points out that she never consented to this, which is absolutely the case, absolutely true, based Rainbow Dash. But anyway, Fluttershy has a bit of a freak out at this.
Up, Shy, I'm just teasing. Besides, being friends with benefits means you can just walk in and ask for a fuck. Rainbow laughed, winking. I'll help you. But you're gonna have to work for it.
More like friends with extra privileges. Anyway, the extra work she has to do is, guess what? It's giving Rainbow Dash fellatio. Ugh. I'll spare you the dirty details, because I sure wasn't spared it. I had to read this shit. Eventually, they get tired of it. They go upstairs for the usual in, out, in, out. We learn Fluttershy no longer wears panties so that Rainbow Dash can have easier access. Kill me. Kill me now. In Minecraft. This is nuts. They change positions once again. Rainbow Dash can get some reading done while Flutter sucks her off. And Fluttershy gets another meal, another time for that happy meal, that extra value meal of what could it be but mystery flavored super semen. I am not kidding. This crazy story.
Are you gonna spend the night here? Rainbow asked. Or are you going home? Fluttershy blushed a little, raising her head. I wasn't sure. I didn't think of that before. But I'd love to stay with you, if that's all right. All right, but there's a rule in my house. Fluttershy isn't allowed to wear her clothes, Rainbow smirked, patting Shy's bare butt.
What a great rule. Also, isn't it still winter? Like, she's got to be freezing that butt off. I assume Rainbow Dash has central heating, but still. Also, what if an Amazon delivery shows up at her door like that very second? That would be embarrassing. Not like something like that's not going to happen in this very chapter, right? Fluttershy talks about never realizing how great it is to touch boobs, like any teenage adolescent boy would think. Like literally going like full Chainsaw Man. Dash replies that she couldn't stop fondling her own when she hit puberty because it just felt that good. I'll be honest, at least for me, like I'm a boob haver. It really isn't that amazing. Like, yeah, it's erogenous, gets feeling there, but this is like what the horny teenager thinks female sexuality is like. Like, I almost feel like this story full of primarily female characters shouldn't pass the Bechdel test. Because this shit is annoying. It's crazy. It's deranged. And it's degenerate. There's like nothing else I can say to it. Like, I have to put it in those terms. Like, well, trans people aren't degenerate. I'm trans. I think I'm fairly normal. But this is degenerate, okay? When I have to read up about things like Fluttershy finding the touching so amusing that she needs to go in for some tongue action. Also, to see what it is like. You know, we get this exchange.
Rainbow smiled and petted Shy's head. You're like a nursing baby. I guess I am a flutter baby, Fluttershy cooed, continuing to suckle.
Flutter baby.
Does that make me a pedophile? Rainbow asked with a raised eyebrow.
You're like, okay, red flag. Zeppo, raise the red flag. Wait, it gets worse. It gets much worse. We'll get to it. Fluttershy. Anyway, Fluttershy heard Rainbow ask that question. She immediately stopped what she was doing, put her clothes back on, ran out of the house. The two of them never spoke again. Like, if I had my way, story would just end there. No, they had some good times. No, they really got along. It seemed like the relationship was going great. And then she dropped the pedophile comment. And it was like, no way, Jose. Just get straight out of Dodge. That's not what we get. We get a double ding down of this most disgusting of pillow talks. Here we go.
Well, then I'm not going to feel guilty about imagining someone else, Rainbow said. Then her eyes went wide. Oh, Fluttershy and adult Scootaloo three-way.
No. There's the red flag. We'll go ahead and put it up there. Put in context, Scootaloo is an actual child in this story and an actual child in My Little Pony. Okay? Rainbow Dash isn't going to Pony Hell. She clearly already resides there. At this point, it is only a matter of time till the My Little Pony version of Chris Hansen is going to give her a visit, have her sit down in the chair, and have a little talk. We get some more great curse stuff. We hear Fluttershy pretends that Big Mac is just a girl with a massive horse dick. She could have just pretended that he's Vosh, which is probably close to true. And he probably has the general intelligence of Vosh, right? No, any Vosh fans listening to this, I don't mind your guy. Horse stuff is weird. Dash's mind continues to linger in cursed territory because she lives in Pony Hell, as we've clearly established.
Hope you're hungry, Fluttershy said in a sing-song tone, winking at her.
And even the story's like, yeah, screw that, moving on. In this fantasy, Scootaloo, by the way, they're like talking about the three-way fantasy. Of course, not something that could happen later in the story. Ooh, have I news for you? But spoilers. Anyway, she's pretending that Scootaloo, the child that she's friends with, that goes with the other children to primary school in this. She's pretending that that person's an adult so that she can imagine having sex with them. It doesn't make it okay. In fact, that to me, that's like the no, actually 700 years excuse or whatever. Or the Woody Allen, just wait until they are old enough to date sort of shit. Like, they do mention her being 13 here, which is still way too young. Why is it playing? Why is it playing? Stop playing. It mentions her being 13, which is way too young. Still. It's still pedophilia. It's still bad. It's still sick and degenerate. Get your brain fixed. I feel like this whole fantasy seems like something like an actual groomer pedophile would be thinking. And it's disgusting. I'm not saying Lily Orchard is actually any of those things. I'm just alleging, right? But for me, it's pretty damn clear. Like, if we are using this old fanfic as a pattern of behavior, as like a writing of your id, her id, like her innermost thoughts, her innermost desires, that shit's crazy. I have never thought about stuff like that. I can honestly say that. I don't even have to think about it. Don't have to look back. I'm transgender, but I'm not gross like that. Why is it that, like, so many prominent creators in this space, the people who get chosen to represent us Arr! Exactly what the conservatives fearmonger are about. I can't stand it. It's driving me insane. Like, no wonder people get transphobic. It's because of shit like this. And, like, if it sounds like I'm angry about it, I really am. I gotta move on. The ponies are eating breakfast now. It's the next morning. They arrive to the breakfast table. We get a paragraph about Fluttershy flipping pancakes because all she's allowed to do is domestic duties.
Knocking on the door snapped her out of her stupor. Shy, let me in, came Essentia's voice from outside. It's pouring out here and I've only got one good arm. That woman has a broken anything every time I see her now. Flutter, she thought. She went to the door, opening it up and letting her in. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was locked.
So Essentia is at the door. Actually, why? That shouldn't be the next one. I've got some weird stuff going on here.
You know, Fluttershy, for someone with a PhD, Rainbow declared, cutting her off. Unable to help. Got a girlfriend. What?
No.
The radio eyes rang and Rainbow in her fine. They're
reset.
Up. Are you gonna smile? Then, well, then I'm not.
Stream.
Hope you're hungry.
Leftist
Thought you were going to the. She sat knocking on the door, snapped her out of her. Thought you were going to the. Hope you're hungry. Fluttershy said in a sing-song tone.
It's not adventure time. It's breakfast time. I need something else to think about that's not as cursed but still is fanfic.
Hope you're hungry. Fluttershy said in a sing-song tone,
Pancakes
winking at her.
Now, though.
Rainbow nodded, taking a fork and tearing off a piece of a pancake, stuffing it into her mouth. Almost at once, her eyes snapped wide open as the taste filled her mouth. Oh, mid-dot, she hungrily tore into the rest of them, moaning as she ate.
Oh, you know what this needs? Stack of pancakes. Car radio can go goodbye. We got to get stack of pancakes. Oh, that looks great. Man, I'm gonna have so many images in my folder just for this fanfic. Like, you have no idea. It's gonna be so crazy. Fluffy. Oh, the image is even called Fluffy Pancakes, chat. Yeah, this is great. This is wonderful. What you can shrink down. That looks so good. That looks so good. Like, look at the berries, the strawberry on there. Like, I would much rather be eating, like, good pancakes than having to think about the weird shit that Lily Orchard clearly thinks of in this fanfic. So, I do want to say something from the previous selection that does really bother me. Like, we have her like, oh my god, she hungrily tore into the rest of them, moaning as she ate. Come on, Rainbow Dash, you can't even eat breakfast without making it seem super horny? Apparently Fluttershy's pancakes are like the best thing ever. Rainbow mentions not having anything that good for years. So I guess she is just a natural Michelin star chef, so could add that up into other crazy things in this story. Fluttershy asks for more sex, but Rainbow Dash surprisingly mentions something that seems sensible, which is that there's some gnarly rug burn and that they shouldn't do that now. They've been going at it since the start of the story. I'm getting tired of it, so it's nice to get something a little different. I want that.
Thought you were going to the Apple family reunion? Rainbow asked. You've been talking about it for weeks.
Fluttershy has been talking about the Apple family reunion so much that she has never mentioned it even a single time during the dialogue in the story so far. Oh well, at least it means we're getting some actual plot threads moving for once. We also find out as she's making black breakfast, Fluttershy is still stark naked, still following that rule. I forgot to mention that until just now because it's not until this far into that scene that the story bothers to mention that. I think that would have been a relevant thing to know when you started showing her flipping the pancakes and all, but what do I know?
She sat in the waiting room of the local clinic, awaiting her turn to see the couple's counselor. She squirmed skittishly in her seat, hoping no one sat too close to her, looked at her, or anything. Every now and then she hid her face behind an outdated magazine, despite not reading it.
Fluttershy, you had a family reunion to go to. The story says that you're supposed to be there at 2 p.m. that day. Apparently it's just totally been forgotten about. It can wait. Instead, she goes to a psychologist named Dr. Firebrand. He's going to be pretty important later on in the story, but he isn't right now. Like, I just included this because it's something that a lot of time is wasted on in the chapter. She basically, their entire therapy session is basically just rehashing the conversation from the previous chapter about how they aren't really friends with benefits because they actually love each other and have feelings for each other. It got old really fast. She does describe Rainbow Dash to Dr. Firebrand as having a genital defect, which, yeah, apparently being trans is defective now from the Lily Orchard, telling us that, no, transgender women, women with penises, are defective. That's great. Anybody wondering about Dr. Firebrand? He seems to be a completely original character. He's not in My Little Pony, just a figment of Lily Orchard's imagination. And there he can stay because I don't think he is accredited from any university. I don't think he's a real doctor, really.
Knocking on the door snapped her out of her stupor. "Shy, let me in," came Essentia's voice from outside. "It's pouring out here and I've only got one good arm. That woman has a broken anything every time I see her now." Flutter, she thought. She went to the door, opening it up and letting her in. "I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was locked."
Yep, it's Essentia giving us the chapter quote, of course, about the broken arm. But, like, if your significant other is breaking bones in your body, I think you might be taking kink a little too far. I mean, for me personally, like, I'm into some more extreme stuff, and that seems like, like, because at that point we're talking about things that, you know, have like permanent and lasting damage. Like, there's a strong possibility that Rainbow, no, Twilight Sparkle, Twilight the Tyrant Princess, tries to break Essentia's arm, and instead Essentia, gets a blood clot and dies or something. You don't know. It's way too far. It's scary. Also, we got a rainstorm now. Even though it was just snowy earlier in the chapter, it seems like time in the story is less linear than if William Faulkner wrote it, so that's great.
"Oh, what's up with you?" Essentia asked, sipping her tea and moaning at the taste.
Seriously, stop being horny about food and drink. We get a recap from Fluttershy with the doctor's appointment, which in itself was already like a recap of stuff from before. It's like time is a circle at this point. Like, so much of nothing is happening, and it's just repeating itself constantly. Like, But I'm apparently not the one who's a professional writer here. Like, what is this?
You know, Fluttershy, for someone with a PhD in veterinary physicism, you're surprisingly dense, Essentia smirked.
What in the world is veterinary physicism? Like, veterinary physicism. It sounds like one of those fake degrees that you mail away for that doesn't really provide any real credentials. Given how unsurprisingly dense Fluttershy has been this entire story, I wouldn't be surprised if she got a degree from a diploma mill. In fact, it seems like something she would do. And what does she do with it? She stays at home, makes hot cocoa and pancakes. Best character ever. 10 out of 10.
You're hot. If I wasn't married, I'd do you, Essentia smiled. Am I clear now, Bubblegum Head?
We're getting cringe name portmanteaus coming up. Also, I gotta be honest, no. The whole, if I wasn't married, I'd do you. What does that get, chat? That gets a red flag. Number 13 here. It's a good thing Essentia's married, too, because otherwise she would just nailed Fluttershy right then and there for some surprise sex, right? That's the vibe I'm getting. It's super gross and fucked up. The story gives an excuse that her pain meds are kicking in for her broken arm, so her brain, which is already gray mashed potatoes, is getting a little loopy here. All I can say to that is, drugs are bad, okay? And that is chapter 4. Shorter than the last few, but most of what we got in this chapter was like a complete waste of time. Like, I remember reading this chapter for first time and I completely went out of my head. I was like, what even happened in that chapter? I don't remember reading it. There was no character development, no plot development. It's all stuff that we got in the previous chapters. I think I'm going to take a little break before we go right on to chapter 5. Because, God, I need one. They'll go over here into the forest. And we can unwind with a little cleanse here. Got a little cleanser. I talked about this in the title, but we got the Scuffed Japanese TikTok girls. This is Shirakuma-chan Daisuki 1999. Assume that's her birth year. And she really loves this character from, I believe, it's Danganronpa, but it's like not even like the good, like Monokuma. It's like the white off-market version, the knockoff version. Is this one not going to work? That's fine. We got 6.2 million views on this. Let's go.
髪の毛はどの粉で一番サラサラになるのか実証 Let's 検証
Okay, guys, look at her apartment. I mean, she's leaning into this with like the garbage outfit and such. But this is like, I don't have words for this. I'm in general a messy person, and I've never seen something this bad. Like, we were looking at some of the others earlier, off stream. I was looking at these, and like the amount of flies and bugs and shit in here, it must smell terrible. Like,
このお粉たちで Let's 検証タイム米粉なんかねお米って万能なイメージが
pancake mix. We were talking about
火に
pancakes.
つけた
She's gonna make a dessert. She's putting it in her hair? What the fuck?
ん
What?
ちょっとサラってなったすごいこのお米の力ホットケーキミックス美味しそうかわいい につけすぎた。
No wonder there's bugs in her apartment. If she uses pancake mix like that, like there's so much sugar in that
米
shit.
粉のがサラサラね。こっち米粉、こっちホットケーキミックス。米粉のがサラサラになったかも。片栗粉、つけすぎ共和国。
Now we've got like pancake mix and butter. Like I thought this was gonna be a cooking video. What?
で見えにくいかわかんない。ちょっとこっちの方もう一回溶かしてみる。でもなんつうらまだテカテカしてますしな。ちょっとこっちの方もう一回してみるわ。なんかあれだね、テカリは消えないみたい。こっちパウダーした方、こっちね、パウダーしない方。テカテカは同じじゃない？次はお好み焼き行こう。お山芋。
お好み焼き。
またまたつけすぎた。
No, no, don't. It's not that much different than the pancake mix. You're just wasting it. Okonomiyaki is so tasty. Why would you waste it like this? Guys, is this a TikTok trend, like putting flour in your hair of like different types? Like, what in the world am I watching? I knew I was gonna get some crazy shit.
でもどう今仕上がり見てどっちもそんな変わんなくね。
No, your hair looks terrible. It's messy and greasy. Like you combed it out. Good for you. You used like half a supermarket to do so. No, never again. Okay, I know there's some video of her like doing some actual cooking. It was terrifying, man. Makeup, well, this looks terrible. Looks terrifying.
私最長ちゃんの今日の晩ご飯は100均パスタ。
Pasta. Also, can we say like what a fire hazard? Like having electric kettle here, like on top of this pile of garbage. Like she is using like a trash bag full of garbage as a table, and it's surrounded by other garbage. Like this is just how she lives. There's all the bugs.
100円ショップで買ったパスタンタンと
I was lying when I said this is a cleanse. Like this is just more insanity. It's just this is a variety I can chill with. Like this is just like a extremely unsanitary girl. Like, okay. Now at the apartment, like landlord will get super pissed off, angry if I just have the air freshener off for a day, and we try and keep it real clean in here. Like, we'll get him talking about, oh, neighbors getting smell complaints. Like, it's like, first of all, you got no climate control in here. The airflow sucks. If I open up a window, anything, you know that air, that damp, stuffy air just gets blown out into the hall. So, do the best I can. Just keep the place trash-free, kitchen scrap-free, and put in air fresheners. Like, but I look at somebody's apartment like this, like she's like stuffed in like this tiny, like single person, like single room, no, 2 tatami, 4 tatami, or whatever Japanese place. And it's filled to the brim with garbage. You can't even see the tatami floor mats. How was she allowed to live there? How has she not been evicted from this? Like, I mean, she's got to live somewhere. Fair enough, but this is crazy. You know who this girl reminds me of? Anybody who has seen anime? Tomoko Kuroki. There we go. And then we add image. We get some Tomoko in here. Yeah. That's whose apartment we're looking at right now. God damn. Like, Japan, they actually have like a term for these kind of shut-ins, right? That's a hikikomori. It's like comparing them to like a fantasy creature. But yeah, like this is a real life
これ
Tomoko.
すごくない全部これ500あ間違え 300g か 300g これ全部これとパスタソースだからねトータル220円108円のパスタと
I'll be honest, like this actually seems like a relatively yummy meal for cheap, like doing it, but the fact that she's like doing a TikTok about making this like what's probably under $5 meal in the garbage pit that is her room.
108円の味噌ソースで216円やっただから今日の家夜ご飯代216円
Like I don't know how she hasn't set this
ねパスタ
place
水ソ
on
ースが
fire
一番
yet.
好きどすんでこれスーパーの箸だから無用だしいきま
I
す
think looking at the noodles, I think you're gonna need a lot more water in there. They don't look al dente to me. I guess you got the sauce. Why is it brown? Why is it like gravy coming out there? This is tomato sauce. It's spaghetti. Is it just the bad lighting? Why is it brown? It looks like diarrhea.
全部パスタ全部にソース全部フードファイターかボリュームマークスボリューミ
Now she's gonna eat it.
ーでも美味しいここでこうやって食べてるけ
I'm
ど
sure it's
結構
tasty.
ソースの量多くてなんか麺より多いぐらい
Okay, now that stirred in doesn't look so bad. I would add some like a rosemary or oregano in there, but I have a feeling that seasoning, even like Japanese seasoning, like furikare and such, is not on her level. Like, oh, what the fuck? Why is there like a why is there like a bear in an oxygen? There's like a bear in an oxygen tent on her ceiling.
普通に美味しいこれだったらさ下手にさ自炊してお高くなっちゃったりコンビニでさ550円とかで買うよりいいね
I don't even know anymore. And I love doing this. I love streaming. You find such amazing stuff. Let's see. Okay, over here. Check chat. If you're watching, give a like. It really helps me out in the algorithm. Like I'm just a baby streamer starting out. Okay, Tomoko can go away. I do have some baby streamer. I have a transformation. Face reveal. Quick face reveal, since I promised it. And we got a couple of views going through now. I go away. Boop. Hello. Hello there. Boop. Hello all. Wee. Woo. Wee. Wee. Nom 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 nom. Up up. Up up. Up up. I'll get better at this, I swear. But yeah, no, this was a very basic VTuber model, Live 2D model made for me by the wonderful Charushi. They did a fantastic job. I'm so happy with it. This makes me so pleased. The stream is starting to come together. Looking more like I actually know what I'm doing instead of just fumbling around constantly. And that's not what we wanted. is it? I don't want that. Oh, I see. That's what's going on. Should we watch some more of her or go back to the cursed fanfic? Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll do like 1 or 2 more of these. I think that's about what I can handle for now.
Company's only release.
That's not it. I was wondering why her voice was so deep. Fluttershy. That's me. Why am I looking at me? God damn it. Oh no. I apologize. I'm wrong. I'm not professional. I'm total noob. Stream scuffed. Stream over. Delete my channel. I'm done. Okay. Now, which ones should I do? These earlier ones. This is her shopping. I want. What the? This is her bathroom? No. Oh, there's bugs in there. Oh, imagine the smell. Here's a scary thing. Given that she's like never ever wiped the floor there, right? I see like no hygiene products in here of any kind. Like, what is her own like personal hygiene like in this? Like, oh, is she gonna clean up? Is that what we're getting? Oh, it's sticky. Oh, no, this is like worst I've ever seen. Oh, why is there noodles up? No, don't eat noodles in the bathroom. Oh, this is... Okay. I think I underestimated the badness.
なんかだってこれも確かパーカーの紐かな。またパーカーの紐何個あんねん。私によくパーカーって言うから一番持ってるよパーカーだからね。パーカー10代の頃からよく着るの。引きこもりだからか。パーカーは引きこもりの制服やもんね。多分。
She's amazing. Like
これ邪魔だから。だから一時的にここに置きます。ずっとじゃないよ。よーし。これね、100均で買ったお掃除用の除菌ウェットシートだし、また後で見せるか。まあ、大体基本100円ショップで買ってますね、日用品。よくさ、お料理とかで、ね、電気鍋で使ってる、お料理のお料理じゃなくてお料理の電気鍋で使ってるウェットティッシュも100円ショップのやつだし、まあダイソーのかなだし、これも100円ショップ、これ20になってるね、100円ショップだから、待って、これ20にしてるからどうなの？まあ、基本だからね、節約とコスパ重視で。
If people want to look for themselves, this shit is insane. Like somebody was sharing these with me. I'm like, what in the world?
なんかおすすめの掃除用品とかそういう用品あったらコメント欄に。マジで全然取れない。
No, that's like
限界突破。
caked shit on the floor there. Oh, God, there's rat droppings too.
多分おすすめ汚れが固まってしまったのかも。多分ほらこれマジでここマジで取れんの。ほらねこれもさっき残ったやつ結構力入れて拭いたんだ。
Wow.
ストレス発散、ストレスぶつけろ。この辺もねこんなに汚れ取れた。さっきよりちょっと綺麗になったくな。これ使ってんの。
Okay. Okay, I think we'll just do this one, then we'll go back to the last chapter of the fanfic. Because this is definitely something. Man, I might have to like do like vertical stream of like some of this shit. Now we might save her for later, come back to
こう
her
いう
at
ところ
some
もね普
time
段掃除しない
because
からついでに掃除しようじゃん。前から言ってんだけどさ、
This is-
ここお掃除どうしよう。
man,
この黒いのが溝、
this
排水口、
is like
何
worse than
結構
Asmongold's
お水がねつ
place,
いて
and
ない。
that's
この黒い物体何そもそも。これだよこれなんだべ。
oh
ああ、くよ。何これほら見てほら水溜まってるでしょほら。こういうね硬くなった固まったこのなんだ汚れの取り方もコメント欄に。はい綺麗になりましたとさ。こっちは昨日ね新しく買ったハイターで久しぶりにねハイターで数分間置いといて除菌しといた。今日はこちらを掃除します。ここは私最長ちゃんのお部屋。こちらユニットバスでしてこんな感じで3つつながってるんだよね。3つ同じ1箇所に同じなのでね。今足も怪我してるから衛生的にしたいし、俺ねこんな状況ってなんかお風呂入るんだってね。せっかくお風呂で入ってさきれいにしてもこん
oh,
なね
now,
汚れ
now we're just okay.
ゴキブリブリブリ
no,
必殺
no TikTok dance.
ゴキブ
Wait, she did like multiple tries of this? Like these all have like million views? Oh, she sings! That's honestly not horrifyingly terrible. Like she's a little off key, but she's also unaccompanied. She still has the tune. This is the one I saw, the meat. Let's go. Like the old expired raw meat. Yeah, look at this. See, like chicken? When it's like past its best by date, gets like sticky like this. Like, you can still eat it, but I wouldn't like. Ugh. No, stop. What?
Oh.
Chicken or is it fish? I'm pretty sure it's chicken. But man, it's grody. I wasn't kidding when I called her Scuffed. Like this is like stream Scuff. No, it's you didn't add enough water. Your noodles are literally burnt to the bottom of the kettle.
どうやってんのかな。そしてこうちゃった。なんかやばい匂いしかしないな。大丈夫かな。お肉だけちょっとメモやな。最初お肉やばいねって動画撮ろうと思ったらさ、動画 TikTok の動画さ、TikTok の動画とかで TikTok のさ動画撮影したりとか配信しながらお料理してこうやって焦がしちゃうんだよね。もうね何かしながらなんかするの苦手なんですよ。本当。なんか今味見したら鶏肉めっちゃ苦かったんだけど、これ食べて大丈夫かな。鶏肉すごい苦かった。消費期限今日前だからね。あれなんだ食べれるはずなんだけどね。消費期限は今日。
Looks a little better now that it's cooked, but I bet it still smells.
こんなに苦い鶏肉初めて食べましたと
Oh,
さ。
there's a
食べましたと
big
さ。
fat cockroach. Oh, gotta go back.
間に合ってんやけど。こんなに苦い鶏肉初めて食べましたとさ。食べました。
Oh my. No, her room's like all bugs. It's like all bugs. Look at the chair that's not even usable because of all this pile of garbage. Where does she sleep? Where does she sleep? Does she sleep on the trash? Like, how is this comfortable? How do you look? It's like this. Look at the plug. Look at all these. Look at all this shit coming out of the one plug. Like, that's gotta be a fire hazard. Especially with all this, like, paper garbage and such around it. Like, how is she living like this? Oh my lord. Oh. My. Alright. Ah. Come on, subtract. Maybe I have to be a little closer to that. And I think I just unplugged my computer. Just hold. Bear with me for a second. Hello. Just looking because I'm trying to figure out, like, the face tracking works better if I'm, like, actually facing my camera, but then I'm away from my mic and the voice isn't as good. Well, we'll figure it out. That's why we test this stuff out on stream like this. And how are you all doing? Shoot me a like. Follow me. It all really helps in the algorithm. No, we're going to have lots of cursed content coming up. Like, this is going to be a regular thing. I mean, it's not always going to be a scuffed Japanese girl, but we'll go back to this. I think I've about had my fill of that for now. So, on to Chapter 5. We're doing 3 chapters today, so we'll do the 3 chapters. Chapter 5. P.S. We're out of carrots. We start this chapter with Fluttershy feeding her pet tortoise named Tank. I actually think it's Rainbow Dash's tortoise. I don't know My Little Pony that well. I'm like, wait, the ponies who are animals themselves have pets? And that's about my understanding of this. Anyway, yeah, I do know the pet tortoise is something from the actual show because I actually looked it up. We get more pets in this chapter.
Shifting a little in her seat as she flipped the page. After a few minutes, she shifted again, readjusting her shorts. Noticing this, Fluttershy glanced at her. Are you okay? You've been fidgeting quite a bit. I'm a little stiff and it's making my shorts uncomfortable. Rainbow replied. Mind giving her a suck?
I'm like, oh, this chapter won't be as bad. It's like stuff's gonna happen and won't be ultra repetitive. No, we're getting some world building instead of disgusting pony sex. Nope, right back at it. So much for any goodwill I had going into this. Like this weird gender confused pony thing. She really needs to learn how to tuck her junk. Like, that's just embarrassing at that point, really. Fluttershy does oblige Rainbow Dash, but tells her to do it not too good, because she doesn't want to lose her place in the book. Like, that... don't have sex, then. Like, isn't the point to get rid of that stiffy? Like, to get you off quickly? Like, what in the world is this? I don't like this. Anyway, right then and there, the door opens up. Ta-da! Who could it be? It's, of course, Essentia and the Tyrant Princess. Back again.
Hurriedly tried to push her now throbbing erection back into her shorts. The end result was something that junior speedsters could have camped under. Fluttershy pulled open the door with a smile.
I hate this. I hate everything of this. Sometimes you just have to let one of these selections speak for themselves, because goddamn, I'm not touching that. That's radioactive. Anyway, Essentia Twilight are bringing in a stack of books because Rainbow Dash apparently devours books the same way Fluttershy devours her penis. They realize the delicate position they are in, Essentia, being the degenerate that she is, asks them to continue having sex in front of them. Like, you know, how embarrassing must this be? And it's like everybody else is embarrassed. And to be fair, Essentia gets her face smashed in with a book. Like, this is one time, like, violence towards Essentia. Very justified. I can vibe with that. In Minecraft. These two lovebirds are supposed to admit their feelings to each other. No, we did end off last chapter. They had the very candid discussion. It was like, Fluttershy was like, yeah, okay, I'm finally going to tell Rainbow Dash. Now she's like, oh, maybe we'll get there in a month, 2 months. We'll see. Because time is circular. Nothing makes sense in this. God dare we have plot progression.
live in your bubble, Essentia waved. At least put on a show for us, she winked, despite Twilight's glares and further blows to the head. We don't do that on command, Dingle Dork. Rainbow brought Fluttershy close in a snuggle. It's gotta happen naturally. So fine, maybe you can watch us make out or something. That's kinda nice. Maybe not mind-blowing like her BJs are, but still cool. And what's that? Fluttershy queried, a small part of her unsure if she'd like.
Stop, why don't you? Honestly, nothing about that's mind-blowing. We shouldn't have mind-blowing anywhere near pony sex. It's mind-blowing in the sense that my brain explode from how sick and bad this is. But that's not a good type of mind-blowing. I also wanted to include this because, like, what kind of insult is Dingle Dork? Like, Dingle Dork sounds like some kind of green fairy freak that tries to sell you hand-drawn maps of their... Like, sells you maps to the sex toy aisle from their favorite Spencer's Gifts or something. Like, what in the world? By the way, you don't need a map for that. It's just always the back wall. Like, every single time I've been to one of those places, for whatever reason, got like tons of Brad Dragon and shit. I figure Lily Orchard would probably know. Lily Orchard probably owns lots of those. I don't know that. I'm just guessing.
And what's that? Fluttershy queried, a small part of her unsure if she'd like the answer. The two of us went to a clinic a few weeks ago so I could have a procedure done. Oh my goodness, are you okay? Fluttershy asked. I'm fine, Twilight smiled. But now me and Essentia are going to have a baby.
Plot! We got plot! Major revelation. Plot. Entire room went dead silent. They went silent for the applause of something actually happening in the story. We get, like, actual stuff happening. It's a miracle. I can't believe it. The tyrant Twilight Sparkle visited Sperm Bank. She's now pregnant with a baby tyrant in the making. Like worst parents. Like a third Parent of the Year award. This is like worst parent of the year. Like,
Coffee, Essentia said. Decaf. Rainbow plastered a partially fake grin and stood. You got it, I'll get it, and you can come with me, Flutters. I have to show you. You know that thing. That? Ting asked a genuinely confused Fluttershy. You know, the thing. The thing at the place over in the kitchen. The thing. Fluttershy frowned, puzzled, but Rainbow grabbed her hand and pulled her along to the kitchen. Essentia turned to Twilight. They're going to talk about how we're not fit to be parents, aren't we? Essentia asked. Good for you, Twilight said with a cheeky grin. Why do people think you're stupid?
I mean, Essentia, compared to the two bozos who couldn't even come up with a proper excuse to leave the room, it's just like, the thing, you know, that thing over the stove, what do you call it? Like, them and Big Mac, who's literally as dumb as a pile of bricks. Essentia is Albert Einstein in this universe. It's not saying much, but it is saying something. It's too bad her self-respect, her mental well-being are fucked beyond belief. Like, oh my god. Cross my heart, hope to die. In Minecraft. Man, sorry about the burp. That wine is hitting like something. Guys, I need wine to get through this. Like, no. Got some Pinot Grigio here. Some good cheese. No, some room temperature Camembert melts in your mouth, pairs nicely with the wine. Like, somebody's gonna tell me, you don't put Grigio and Camembert together. Fuck you. No, I'm bougie like that. Like, I'm cheap, but I'm also bougie. I'm, like, stuck-up college kid bougie. That's what I am. We gotta go back to this fanfic. Oh. Yeah. So, the kitchen, Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, of course, off to have a conversation. It's about exactly what they thought, because those people cannot hide a secret for the life of them. They just gotta telegraph everything out really obviously. Anyway, it's that the abuse and assault that happens between Twilight Sparkle, the Tyrant Princess, and Sentia, it's not a household that any sane person would want a child to grow up in. Like, they'd be getting, like, so many calls from CPS, like, they're already getting reported to the cops, like, more than a dozen times. Like, they shouldn't... Like, how were they okayed to go to the sperm bank, get the pregnancy in the first place? Is there no accountability in this world?
It could scar the poor child. Fluttershy mumbled, grabbing some tea bags from the cupboard, shaking a bit. Well, then go say something, Shy. Rainbow frowned. I think once kids start getting involved, the whole who am I to judge can be safely disregarded.
I can't believe it. But here, I agree with Rainbow Dash 100% here. The whole who am I to judge thing could be safely disregarded. I think she doesn't even go far enough. I think the whole who am I to judge thing could have been safely disregarded once you saw that she had a fucking broken arm. Like, broken fucking arm. Big red flag. No. 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 Like, I don't care. I respect kink. I do. But this is not that. This is like just like plain cold-blooded torture and murder. Like, you're gonna let child into that atmosphere of abuse. You imagine the poor kid's eyes witnessing that shit. Like, if that's like not child assault on its own just from them having to put up with that, it should be. Because it's fucked. I don't know how many times I have to say something in this story is fucked, but... Man. And guys, spoilers, but it gets so much worse. Like, this chapter's pretty chill, all things considered. Chapter 6, next chapter, that's when things get good. That's when we get the child sex, the kid characters, the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Like, that's when stuff really gets fucked. And, like, part of me, I'm looking forward to making fun of it. I'm not looking forward to having to reread it, having to go through it on stream because, chapter 6 is so vile. We're going to burn so many red flags. Like, that counter is going to go nuts. That's probably going to happen later this week, too. Christ. What did I put myself through for a good stream? Y'all should be thankful. Anyway, we gotta move on. I can't just stretch this out forever. They all meet up, express their concerns. Fuck up thing happens where Twilight shows all the injuries that Essentia currently has, then goes on to explain that they had similar concerns themselves before. Twilight, the Tyrant Princess, explains that she is going to try and find different ways to relieve her stress. Like, probably like a fidget spinner or something. She says, yeah, I'll find like some stress toys. So I'm gonna go with fidget spinner. Honestly, should have thought that way fucking earlier. Like, before you got pulled to court, before the cops like actually booked you the first time. Like, at this point it's unforgivable. I don't care how much you try. You're not redeemable. No kids. No kids ever. Like, come on.
So, does this mean you won't be beating Essentia anymore? Fluttershy asked. I thought of that, but... Twilight trailed off. I threatened to leave her, Essentia said flatly. Very funny, Rainbow chuckled. No, I'm serious, Essentia said.
God. Essentia. Here's the thing where... At a certain point, like, you can't feel sorry for Essentia anymore. Like, I'm like, oh, poor thing. But then she comes up with this shit, and it's like, I get that your brain has literally been fucked up to point that it's like two pieces of chewing gum stuck together. But I can't respect this at this point. Like everything, like all the worst fucked up shit that happens to her, she's like, yeah, give me more. Like when I think of like hardcore masochist, I think like Darkness from Konosuba. This ain't it. This is just fucked. Like this is just no disguising abuse apologia as ooh funny story plot thread. Like, and Essentia needs serious therapy, right? She needs a padded cell, preferably somewhere where she can't cause harm to herself or others. Like, I'm not in favor of, like, harsh punishments for people with mental health issues. But when I see stuff like this, it's like, good Lord. No, she's not gonna get better. She's not gonna let them stop abusing her. She's had so many chances to get out at this point. Where's my red flag counter? I'm going insane. I'm going to need the padded cell once I'm done with this dire piece of diarrhea shit. Like, why is it only 14? Isn't it? Did I skip one? 14, 13, 15. Yeah, we're at 15. Because I think I forgot to put at the last, Essentia, if I wasn't married, I'd do you things definitely red flag worthy in my book. So we're at 15. 15 moments where I'm literally, there's so much bad shit that I'm just like, yeah, that's bad, but it's not red flag worthy. This is like 15 times where I'm like, call the cops on this person. Like, the writer is themselves is not okay in the head. Like, you created this. You gotta be responsible for it at some point. Like, we go on. All the characters here, they all find that Stockholm Syndrome shit, like, very ooh and cute. I want to be sick. That's all there is to it. And it makes them all forget about the concerns about the baby. Like, what the hell? That's the whole reason you were having the conversation in the first place. Fluttershy goes on to talk about how much of an adorable couple they are. No! I'm just glad they didn't... I was like, Essentia, you're being on good behavior. I almost wanted to take away a red flag. Glad I didn't, because this is shitty. Bad pony. Bad. Abuse? Not okay. You can go to the mental health prison. Okay? Bad pony. No carrots for you. And what's more, she's going to start badgering them into having public sex in front of them. Like Rainbow Dash and no, not Rainbow Dash and Twilight Sparkle. We're not that fucked up, but Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. And, oh god, I got another selection.
Essentia shrugged. Just do it right here. Twilight already knows Rainbow's packing anyway. Rainbow's cheeks pinkened. Hey, whoa! I know Flutters has to come out of her shell a lot, but there's no way in hell I'll ever make her do something like this. Oh, relax, Rainbow. Essentia smirked. It's just us here. Fluttershy squeaked a bit. No, thank you. Come on, you two. You're friends with benefits, and we know what you do behind Big Mac's back. You've got nothing to hide from us. Twilight chuckled. Do it, do it, do it, do it, Essentia chanted, pumping her fist in the air. Something that earned her a tap in the mouth from Twilight.
And you know what? Chat, you wanna know what? The crazy sad thing? It's both crazy and sad. The thing is, this works. This is like a case study for coercive consent. They didn't consent to it. They were forced to change their minds because they were forced to change their minds by their so-called friends here. Because Essentia is like jumping around doing this little cheerleader chant. Do it, do it, do it. I'm like, okay, we have to. Like, that's not okay. And I know a lot of people don't even know that that's not okay. That can be violating in and of itself. Like, it can be a form of sexual assault, but that's not good. It's not cool at all, Essentia. Like, no wonder you're the chew toy of the entire cosmos in this story, because you fucking suck. All the characters here suck. Twilight Sparkle, Essentia are so turned on, by the way, by Fluttershy being coerced into giving Rainbow Dash a blowjob right then and there. They immediately have to engage in oral themselves. It's too sexy.
Observing the very open display, Fluttershy squirmed a little bit, feeling a little tingly. Oh my! Twilight leaned her head back, panting harshly as she turned her flushed face to Rainbow and Fluttershy. Enjoying the show? Gee, you think? Rainbow said dryly. Two hot women going at it? Right in front of us? I'm not gay, but that's still very hot. Fluttershy admitted.
Okay. It's transphobic, but I gotta say it. I just gotta say it because there's no getting around this. Like, Rainbow Dash, born with a penis, right? I assume has XY chromosomes or whatever ponies have. I don't even want to think about it. Like, if Rainbow Dash transitioned later and wanted to identify as female, like, that's cool, that's fine, whatever. But like, actually, like, intersex, like, bro was just a dude. That's all I can say. And when Fluttershy's, like, having sex with Rainbow Dash and being like, I'm not gay, and they keep having this sort of discussion like, oh, you wouldn't be into her if she didn't have the dick. I'm like, yeah, even the story thinks that Rainbow Dash is a man at this point. Like, I'm not trying to defend it. I can't even hope to understand it. Like, why are we acting like this? Like, she gets eye rolls about the I'm not gay but thing. Like it's some sort of funny joke here. It's not funny, it's just confusing. It makes me think that Fluttershy is secretly a TERF, a transphobe. And maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm being a prude, but I feel like you go to an orgy, you observe your friends going at it. You're not just friends, but like your close friends that you've known since school and like been like BFFs with, and you see them naked and going on at it. That doesn't turn me on, at least. It seems weird as fuck. Like, you go there for the sex, right? For the group sex. You're not there to, like, sit in chairs and look at your friends and be like, oh, no, I think that's a 9 out of 10. You know, giving it, like, golf scores or whatever. Like, oh, fuck you. Like, not literally, though. Anyway. Twilight Sparkle summons Magic Strap-on out of seemingly nowhere. I'm not making this up. I don't think it's unicorn magic, but it just appears. I don't want to know where she was storing it, but she starts having a go at Essentia on the coffee table. It's like so described so violently too. I know they're like supposed to be like violent relationship, but she like throws her onto a table, is like smashing her head into the table. It's so crazy. Way too much chapters of sex stuff. Finally, all four of them have a real cliched thing. They all orgasm at the same time. It's whatever. Twilight drops Essentia head first. Like, throws her down into the table. She hits her head on it so hard, she passes out from a concussion. That's not sexy. That's murder. You just killed that bitch. It's okay. She rouses. She comes to. She also comes, but yeah, I'm going to hell, I know. It would have been better to go ambulance or something. I guess they didn't want the ambulance driver asking any awkward questions. But now we finally can answer to why Essentia's mental state is as screwed up as it is. She's got brain damage. Twilight Sparkle, Twilight the Tyrant Princess, constantly giving her brain damage. Like, that's red flag for me, bro. Like, that... Like... That could have ended so badly. Anyway, Rainbow Dash offers Twilight Sparkle and Essentia a room. At least that way, Twilight the Tyrant Princess isn't banging Essentia's head into a bloody pulp on their dining room coffee table. Oh, fuck me. Not the ponies, though. Keep them well away from me. Oh, keep those ponies away from me. Fluttershy's understandably a bit annoyed that... So they offer Rainbow Dash to join them in a threesome. Come have the threesome. Fluttershy, who's Rainbow Dash's partner, remember, although they're supposed to just be friends, is understandably annoyed by this. She realizes that she can't be possessive of Rainbow Dash, though, if they're just going to keep on the charade that they are only friends, that they can both do whatever they want, right? I mean, after all, she's seeing Big Mac still, and he doesn't know about any of this shit. Dash decides to just let... So Fluttershy decides to just let Rainbow Dash join in. She sits there and waits. She waits an hour. They're still going at it. She's getting bored. She's jealous, uncomfortable, lonely. She decides that she's had enough. She leaves quietly. She should just get out of their life at this point, but no such luck.
Having the time of her life. No wonder it's taking so long. Good for her. So why is this bothering me? Why? Fluttershy thought to herself as she trudged along the ankle-deep snow of the ground. Her thoughts were interrupted when she hit something big and solid. Falling back into a snowbank, she looked up to see Big Macintosh standing over her.
Oh, he's going to save her. No, it's so romantic. It's not going to be like that. Also, why is it snowy again? There was a rainstorm in the last chapter. I'm not crazy. I didn't make that up. It was pouring rain in the last chapter. You know what rain does to snow really well? It's really good at melting snow. But suddenly, the snow's piled on thick and heavy again. Seems like the weather just does whatever it wants in this story. Maybe it's just... I guess it just takes place in Minnesota. That's the only answer. Like, this is Minnesota weather. It's Minnesota weather. Big Mac, he's a simpleton, right? But he's honorable. He gives Fluttershy a lift back to her place in his Ford F-150 truck. We get back to Fluttershy's home a little bit later, and she's there with her pet bunny Angel, who does this weird game of charades. And this is almost as weird as the psychic telephone, the psychic radio. We get, like, Einstein Bunny. It's nuts.
What? Fluttershy placed her mug onto the table, looking down at him. Is there something you'd like, Angel? Are you hungry? Angel scowled and pointed to the photos on the end table. One of Dash, the other of Big Mac, and glared at her again.
She just keeps photographic evidence of her illicit love triangle on the table there in her room. So anybody with half a brain could piece it together. I mean, good thing no halves of brains are hard to come by in Equestria, in the My Little Pony universe. Apparently being a baby show means that they all have the intelligence of babies. Except for the bunny for some reason. Like the bunny somehow the bunny not only knows everything that's gone on, even when it's not been Like, as far as we know, the bunny wasn't peeping at them. The bunny wasn't in eyesight when any of this stuff in the previous chapters happened, but the bunny knows about it. But the bunny is also smart enough to be able to communicate it through charades, because it's still a rabbit, still a pet rabbit that can't talk, even though the ponies can talk. Though remember, the ponies are also these anthropomorphic girls, the Equestria girls in this story. Anyway, we get more pony charades.
This time, Angel held up a piece of paper with writing on it. In sloppy bunny scrawl, it read, "Drop the pretentious after-school special act and just admit you don't want to share. Nobody's going to strike you down for not fully submitting to another's personal freedom and pretending you're all right with it. P.S. We're out of carrots."
There we go. There's the chapter quote. And it's as stupid as the others. Like, the rabbit gets tired of doing the charades and just literally writes out a note. Like, somehow this nonverbal bunny, smartest, most perceptive character in the story, move over, Essentia. You've been replaced. Not that Essentia is any beacon of intelligence, but god damn. And what is bunny scrawl? Like, do bunnies have their own written language in this world? Or is the bunny just not good at writing because it's got paws and can't hold a pencil? Like, what's going on? What's happening? It skipped over a little bit there with some charade. The bunny pointed to a globe, a snow globe, right? With Egypt, including the Nile in it. And Fluttershy is like, the Nile River? Oh, you mean the Nile. Because that pun was so good we had to repeat it. Pun was so good we had to repeat it. And it's like really convenient that they have like the Egypt snow globe in there. It's like, I guess that's like one of those ironic souvenirs. It doesn't snow in the desert. So we get that. We get some more psychic telephone too, because that's still going on. The phone rings. It's still got a little bit of that magic left.
"Got a girlfriend," came Rainbow's voice as it came back. "Sorry, I'm back." "So what were you about to say?" "Nothing. I didn't think you'd..." Fluttershy was feeling stunned, uncertain how this was even going to make her feel at all. "Rainbow, really, you don't have to stop for my sake. Why?" "Shy, maybe this is something you don't quite understand since you don't have a dick and therefore don't have the same sex drive that I do," Rainbow explained. "But it's sort of like it is with guys. When the woman who willingly has sex with you tells you to stop doing something, you either listen or go back to magazines and hand lotion."
I joked before that she was a guy and couldn't help herself, but like, she's just a guy. She can't help herself. Like, that's literally the logic we're going with. We're going with, oh, she's a chick with a dick, so she has male sex drive, male hormones. I actually think that's fucked up. It's not only transphobic, right? It's misandrist. Like, this is outdated and misandrist. Rainbow Dash must have gotten sex ed from fundamental Christians or something. Like, guys can hold it in. Guys do actually know better than to just, like, screw, like, every sultry temptress, like, every whore that comes across. Like, have more faith in men than that, people, okay? A lot of men are good people. And I feel like a lot of trans people, a lot of trans women can be oddly misandrist, and we don't need any of that. Cis guys are cool. Cis guys are fine. There's nothing the matter. They're wrong. Nothing is wrong with the cisses, okay? A guy that likes girls is perfectly fine. And the fact that I have to be the one to say that, like, what in the world is wrong with these people? Why? Like, God, this fic, it's turning me into a conservative is what it's doing. Anyway, they get lovey-dovey on the telephone. They finally declare their love for each other. It's sweet, I guess. Like, this has been like a plot spiral the last couple of chapters. I feel like it's still going to get a little bit going. So it's nice to actually have that plot resolved, but I know where next chapter is going. I know we're going to replace it with a plot about cursed shit. It's like, so if we had more boring chapters like the previous chapter, like chapter 4, I'd rather have that than absolutely vile, disgusting chapters. Like, this one honestly kind of falls somewhere in between for me. Like, this isn't even the worst chapter, I feel like, out of the 5 of them we've done it, but it's not good. Oh, we got some Minecraft jump and lava stuff too to
Unable
end
to
off
help
the chapter.
herself, Fluttershy giggled as she picked him up and nuzzled him against her cheek. Oh, Angel Bunny, what would I do without you? He dragged his finger over his neck.
Fuck you, Bunny. Like, that's all that needs to be said. A lot happened in that chapter. A lot got done. Only some of it was our cast of characters. Oh, this fanfic. We'll say this chapter wasn't boring. It was something. And we also got to witness brain damage in this chapter. So it wasn't just us, the audience, getting brain damage. The characters in the story were getting brain damage. So that's great. That's all great. And why is it dead? There we go. The reactive's being a little funny still. Hi. Hello there. All right. Yeah. We'll probably get more of that, but I feel like that's just too cursed for the VTuber. We'll see. We can do this and just hide our mouth, hide our face, because we're just so scared. Just peek out. Well, like, I'm just ahead now. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the curve. Just like Lily Orchard, I can also make god-awful puns. We'll finish up the crossword and then get the hell out of here. Bitcoins. Where's the search option? TikTok. No music. No. No music. No copyrighterino. Okay. Let's see if we can get some water talk cringe. Yes! I love this guy. 8.8 million. Oh, what is
Let's
he doing?
make my water of the day.
To be fair, he is very entertaining.
What flavor am I going to make today? I'm thinking that I'm gonna try the cherry limeade Sonic packet, and I also want to do the kiwi lime from Skittles. So it's looking like it's gonna be a Christmas theme, green and red going on. Okay, I'm going in with the Sonic cherry limeade, and we're just gonna put that as our base.
Oh, it's Sonic the Drive-In. I was thinking like Sonic the Hedgehog. But
I'm gonna try something different, and I'm gonna add the cherry syrup to the base of this. So hopefully it'll like make it thicker, and it'll make the layering of the green part a lot easier. Hopefully this works. Now I'm gonna add in all of my ice.
I need to chill
My
out.
second water bottle, I'm gonna
That's so
try
much
to add
water.
like half of the kiwi lime.
Wait, what? Why? He's got like this big thing of like the strawberry water, like the Sonic Punch stuff. And he's gonna put like the kiwi lime in the bottle?
Just so we get that green color. Let's mix that baby up.
Oh, I forgot he
Now
does
it's time
this.
for the moment
Like,
of truth. Is this gonna layer better? Let's find out. Gotta pour it on the ice to create
not-
the layer. Please,
do they even
layer
have different
be good.
specific gravities? Like that's
I don't know.
also, you know how to do like layering properly? Like I done like work as like bartending, right? Like this is no bartender trick. See, he's got this straw, and the metal straws are great for this. But pour it on the straw. Pour it on the straw. Slowly. It'll just it'll follow the straw down and layer on the top nicely. Real easy.
Is it working?
If you pour it straight in, it's actually gonna the gravity,
It's
the weight of it's
working. I
gonna
see
drop it.
green on
It's a look.
top.
It's not mixed, so yeah,
That
that's
is so cool. We have our Christmas water. The
Christmas
layer could have been a
water.
little bit better,
Santa's
but I think
water.
You can definitely see the green here.
I think Santa
don't
drinks
know.
something a little
Let me
harder.
know what you rate this layer on a scale of 1 through 10. Now it's time to give this baby a mix and let's taste it. I mean, this is gonna be good. We got cherry, we got lime, and we got kiwi. So it's gonna be good. The color is beautiful, so. Yup. Just as I thought. Delicious. Let's make my water of the day. How far can I go? I didn't even spill that.
Does he do this every day? Sort of like, wait, what?
Let's make my cucumber of the day.
What?
I know for a
What?
fact that I am not the only one on cucumber TikTok right now. Thank you, Logan. I've been seeing
Cucumber
cucumbers
TikTok?
everywhere, so I'm
What
trying
is
that
this?
today. I already almost cut myself, so make sure you're super careful. Okay, all the cukes are in. Now I'm going in for some avocado. I have this avocado cutter peeler thingy. And all the avocado is now in there. Time for the crab. I got the flake style, so I'm
Oh.
literally just going to flake it in here just
Oh.
like this. I really love imitation
actually
crab. I
sounds
think I
kinda
love
tasty.
it
This
more
is
than
like the
actual
sort of
crab.
stuff
Okay,
I eat,
crab is
Jack.
in, and now this is where it's going to start to get interesting. I am going to add some soy sauce. This is the low sodium soy sauce.
oh, not
So
that
I'm gonna go
much,
ahead and add that. I'm going to add some rice wine vinegar. I don't think I like this.
Yes,
So I'm
the
just gonna do
rice
like a
wine
little
vinegar.
splash.
Actually, you know what's really good? Would be like some sesame oil, like hot oil. Put like the chili oil in there.
Oh, it smells vinegary. Next,
Chili
I'm going
oil
to
just
do
makes
some
everything
whipped
better.
Cream cheese. I'm just going to take a nice little
Oh,
spoonful
I don't
of this
really like
and
cream cheese. I can't have it
rub
anyway.
on in.
Lactose
I don't
intolerant.
like mayo, so that's why I'm not doing mayo. And now I'm going to finish it off with some toasted sesame seeds. And I'm going to do quite a bit of these because I like it. Apparently, that is all there is to this. So I'm going to put my lid on and we're going to give this a shakeroonie.
Shakeroonie.
Okay, moment of truth. Let's see how this tastes. I'm super excited. Look at that. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and go on in. I want to try to get it like a piece of everything. I feel like this is a good bite right here. There's cucumber, crab, and there is some avocado. Let's see. Are you kidding?
I guess he likes it. That's
It's
good.
delicious. I gotta try some with some nori. I just know it's about to be fire. Okay, I have a good bite here. Let's try.
I pictured him like actually like crackling it in there, like sprinkling it like a
Fire. Let's make my
like you can actually get like the seasoning nori. I forget what they call it. Is it just nori? It's not the furikake, but oh, he does cola also.
Let's make my water of the day. I am
What?
finally trying the fluffy Coke today. First
What?
step is to take the marshmallow fluff, and we gotta spread her around the cup here. Why am I
No,
nervous
you
about
shouldn't. No.
I feel like this is kind
This
of
probably is like a
the
week's
Pepsi
worth of sugar.
collab, and I really loved that.
Like
Pepsi flavor.
Coca-Cola
Pepsi and marshmallow
is
went really well
like-
together, so this is probably gonna taste like that.
Like
But
pure
obviously-
sugar
I
anyway.
think they do the bottom.
What
just
are
the
you
sides, right?
doing?
Alrighty, now it is time for my ice. Y'all know I need a lot. Of course, I still have to give Finny his ice tax. Now it is time
Aw.
for my Coke. I love Coke Zero. It has 0 sugar, 0 calories.
Okay.
That's what I'm using today. Use whatever Coke you want. Let's make my water of the day. That's what I get for making a joke like that. Okay, time to put on my lid. And let's give this baby a taste test. It feels so light. All right, let me give it a little shakeroonie to get those flavors combined. Let's see what it tastes like. It's already kind of starting to mix on this side. Let's see. Ooh, that's good. I need to scrape the side so I can get all that marshmallowy goodness. Oh, that's fire. I see the hype. I see it. Wow. Let's make my water of the day. I am finally trying these.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing, guys? Fluffy Coke. Oh my lord. No, not music. Oh. Oh. You know, it probably doesn't taste bad because it's gonna kind of taste like a ice cream soda, right? Except for you got the stuff stuck to the glass. You're gonna have so much trouble like actually washing that glass afterwards. Like, this is a TikTok girl.
Eating in a calorie deficit, and it's the sweet treats that kept me going. This marshmallow fluff Diet Coke is only 45 calories and it tastes just like a float.
I mean, you could just use like
2 tablespoons of this
there's
marshmallow
light
fluff
ice cream.
is
You could just use
45 calories. I ordered a large Diet Coke and an empty cup. Now I'm going to spread the marshmallow
Life hack, I
fluff on
guess.
the inside of my cup. And then pour the Diet Coke from this cup into our marshmallow cup.
Guys, this answer on this crossword. Longtime Hawaiian senator. This is Daniel Inouye. And he spells his name weird. It's Inouye. That's something for like somebody like me would know.
Straw in the marshmallow fluff too. Scrape some of that marshmallow fluff up into my straw. I almost forgot. And a Diet Coke for the haters.
That's a TikTok girl. Ah, TikTok. The viral fluffy Coke. What is that glass? It's a funky glass. Oh, I thought sex toys candles. God, Stockholm has really rotted my brain. What? No!
Can you believe how fluffy this peanut butter is?
Oh, no, no, no.
And we know there's a small army. You've probably seen the viral fluffy Coca-Cola. So why not have a fluffy peanut butter?
No!
Imagine a scoop of this in your next homemade Uncrustable. Delicious.
Well, I'm sure it
right
tastes
off the
good,
straw.
but...
Can you believe how fluffy this peanut butter is?
Oh, gosh. Man, TikTok really is just the fluffy Dr. Pepper. Oh yeah, that would be my jam. Gotta get me some Dr. Pepper. Don't have any in the house.
Let's make my water of the day. I am finally...
Let's see, this water guy... What is...
Let's make my...
Yeah, I mean, no, the marshmallow stuff probably works fine. I feel like it'll get all stuck to the glass and... Like, yeah, if you're doing it like with the disposable cup, like McDonald's cup, Burger King cup or something, that makes sense. That's actually interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like TikTok food trends, like the like them sticking like the whole stick of butter in a chicken or whatever. Like there's a special kind of hell. Like it puts like state fair food to shame.
Water of the day. If I'm being honest, it's actually my second water of the day. What flavors am I gonna choose today?
How much water does he
From
drink?
my first carousel here, I am going to be choosing a kiwi lime Skittles packet. And from my second carousel here, I'm going to be choosing an island punch flavor. I think I'm going to go with the Blue Ocean Breeze. Okay, kiwi lime.
By the way, all this
right
artificial
on a full
sugar for
packet. Let's go ahead
in your
and give
drinks,
this a little
not good. Not good to be
shall we?
getting it
Now it is time for
constantly.
my ice. Y'all know
Same thing
I
like
eat
drinking
a
Diet
lot.
Cola.
Ice tax for Finny. And now for my second water bottle, I'm going to add in half of my Blue Ocean Breeze here. Give that a little shake. Alrighty, time to layer my Blue Ocean Breeze over my kiwi lime. I'm going to hold my straw and I'm going to pour it over my ice cubes. I was going to say icicles, but they are most definitely just ice cubes. Okay.
Clint's
All right,
ugly
here we
co-star
are.
in a
Not
Western
bad of a
is
layer, I
Eli.
don't think. It actually is kind of...
Eli Wallach was the ugly and the good, bad, and the ugly. Clint is the good. Snake Eyes the bad. Lee Van Cleef. I was trying to think of his name. He also was star of a number of westerns. I got like a whole box of Lee Van Cleef westerns. Good stuff. Oh, Lee Van Cleef was in Death Rides a Horse. That's a good one. Though, the one I like, it's a film not too many people know about. It's like a what they call matzo ball western, like it's an Israeli-made western, like in the Negev desert. Anyway, it's called God's Gun, where he's like a preacher who's given up, like was a gunfighter, has given up his gun, like given up his gunfighting days for good, and he still has his gun. He keeps it like locked away though, and says that it's God's gun now, and a crazy, kind of twist of a, melodrama plot. He gets killed by bad guys, and his twin brother, who's not a fighter, collects the God's gun from the church and takes out the bad guys. It's good stuff. It's
kind of
cheesy,
ombre,
but it's
I'm
good
living
stuff.
for it. It goes light green all the way up to the blue. So pretty. All right, let's go ahead and give this a little mixeroonie to get those flavors combined. It's looking like a Baja Blast. I'm so excited to
Does
try
look like
this.
Baja
Let's do a
Blast.
taste test in 3, 2,
Less
and
fizzy,
1.
though.
Let's see. Oh, that is so tropical, so delicious. It does not taste like Baja Blast, but it looks like it and it's beautiful. I love it. Let's make my water.
No music.
Let's make my water of the day.
Oh, he's got the Waterman shirt.
Tastes like gummy bear. We're gonna try it out. What flavors am I gonna choose today? From my first carousel here, I am going to be choosing a sun-kissed pineapple packet. And from my second carousel here, I am going to be choosing a Sonic cherry limeade. Apparently, all you need is cherry, lime, and pineapple to make a gummy bear flavor. Will it work? Let's find out. Okay, I'm starting off with my pineapple packet. Full packet is going on in. Let's go ahead and give it a little mixer-oonie, shall we? I'm kind of just realizing right now, but when I think of
Oh yeah, this
gummy
guy's
bears,
found
I kind
his
of think of
thing, and it's
pineapple.
making
Of course, there's
flavored
always a
water.
pineapple flavored gummy in like gummy bear packs. Alrighty, now it is time for my ice. Y'all know I need a lot. Ice tax for my baby. Now for my second water bottle, I'm going to add half of my cherry limeade pack in here. That might have been a little more, but that's
He always
okay.
does
Let's
it
give a
this way.
shake.
It's
Okay, moment
crazy.
of truth. My cherry limeade is going to go over our pineapple layer. I'm going to hold the straw because the ice likes to move around a lot sometimes, and I don't want to mess up my layer.
That mobile ice.
Okay, here we are. This should taste like a gummy bear, but we will see. It looks
The gummy
beautiful,
bear
but my
water.
guess it's gonna taste kind of like pineapple upside down cake, just without the cake flavor, but we'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a mixer in here to get those flavors combined.
Well, then it's not a cake,
Taste
is
test
it?
Coming in 3, 2, and 1. Let's see. I don't think I get gummy bear, but it is delicious. I will say that. Maybe the more you sip it, I feel like if you think of gummy bears,
Let's see. I'll find some book talk cringe. all these... Wait, what? Like, I'm gonna get, like, gotta get something really obscure. Like, what would be a good thing?
Let's make my...
Got it. Okay, where's... TikTok, you always hide the search from me. Get the app. I know you want me to use it on a mobile phone. Oh. Why do you have to be so difficult? It's okay, people. I'm probably going to end off a stream soon. Just... Okay. Yeah, people... The only thing with the, like, actual reactive, like, Live 2D model now is that people see how often I just have my mouth just hanging open.
Why did you tell me?
Terrible trend. No habit I have.
Why did you tell me I can only?
Why did you tell me?
Why did you tell me I can only put one?
I didn't tell you can only put one. You only put one.
That's too much. It's gonna overflow.
What? These are lips. There's no way that that's natural.
Oh yes, yes.
My cookie recipe.
It's falling off the sides.
What?
All right, I think it's cooked.
It is not. You just put it in. It is literally flowing out the sides.
Man, TikTok food really is cursed.
Wait, it's not even closed.
Oh my god.
Goodness, it looks so yummy. All right, I'll just eat it like.
One thing. Why did you tell me I can only put one?
I didn't tell you.
I can't like stuff on here. Man, I am such a TikTok boomer. Okay, yeah, so go like My Little Pony book talk. Then we should get something interesting. No music. Oh my, there. Of course it's music. We're gonna get like
Pick with the My Little Pony papercraft book.
Oh, My Little Pony papercraft.
Joey Designs. What the fuck is this? This hot pile of horse shit is supposed to be my little brother's favorite pony, Zakora, Queen, Slay. By no means am I bad at crafts. My YouTube handle used to be The Crafty Rabbit. I ate that shit up. But I don't know how to put this thing together. You only get 2 pages of instructions and they're not very detailed. And then in none of the pony models do you get a side view of... So I have no idea how Miss Zakora's fucking tail is supposed to look. It doesn't show you how to attach the legs. The fucking slots on the legs don't fit where the slots are supposed to go. The mane came with flaps where you're supposed to insert here, but they don't stretch because of the width of the mane. So I just had to snip them off and it looks like shit. And then there's no further indication of anything on these. Who should I make that? I have a fucking bone to pick with the My Little Pony papercraft book. Specifically...
Oh, that's not... Meeks, she...
I have a fucking bone to
Is this Vancouver? Like, that sounds like SkyTrain.
pick with the My Little Pony papercraft book. Specifically... Joey Designs. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's like... This looks and sounds like my apartment. Oh, I know she has a rainbow hair.
I have a fucking bone to pick with the My Little Pony papercraft book. Specifically, Joey.
Oh, she's a Vancouverite! I called it! I knew it!
I have a fucking bone to pick.
Okay, lady. Justhima. I knew what city you were from just by the sound in the background of your video. Like, no way. Anyway, that's actually kind of interesting. Like, yeah, I've done papercraft books before, and that is kind of shitty. No, no music.
2週
Let's see, what else do we got? People really do like the zebras, and I guess it makes sense. Of course, it's... Also, if you grew up with these or whatever, it's cool. I don't hate My Little Pony. I'm just trying to find... what? Oh, these two again. Oh, why do they make it so hard to search for stuff? Anyway. TikTok can go bye-bye. I'll move that there. Hello? Hello? Can you see me? Ah! Good. Okay. Woo! There we go. Okay. Well, we had some cursed content with Stockholm fic. That was the 3 chapters. Chapters 3, 4, and 5. We'll be probably getting some more later this week. The Scuffed Japanese TikTok girl was also surprisingly cursed. Like, I'd seen a little bit of it, and it was like already kind of not so. But yeah, whoa. Like, nothing very like, oh, her bathroom. Oh, it's so bad. How do these people live? Right, I'll go away. Bring back this little guy. All right, well, thanks for anybody who tuned in, or if you're watching the VOD now, thank you very much.